Savannah Chrisley is opening up about her mom's time in prison on a new episode of her podcast. Keep reading to learn more about the trauma Julie Chrisley has endured during her time in prison. Savannah Chrisley get emotional. In a new episode of her podcast, Savannah Chrisley is getting emotional over a letter her mom sent her from prison. Apparently, they detail her time in transport, aka being moved from one prison to another. According to Savannah, the days of her mom's transit were some of the hardest because she wouldn't hear from her TV insider reports. "I will never forget the days of transit," Savannah says. "I knew when I didn't hear from her that she was probably in transit because we made it a point. She called me every morning, multiple times a day. So when I didn't hear from her, I knew she was somewhere being transported." Unfortunately, her mom didn't have to endure this just once, but twice when she was transported back to Kentucky. At the time, Julie called Savannah to talk and was apparently pretty traumatized by the whole situation. So much so that for the first time, she cried on the phone. "She called me and she could barely say hello. She was sobbing," Savannah says. And to hear her throughout this whole process, she has never cried to me on the phone, and this was when I heard her just completely broken, and it was so difficult to hear the hurt in her voice and to know the trauma that she had experienced. Needless to say, that was incredibly hard on Savannah, who has been caring for her siblings since her parents' sentence. Not to mention, after going through a resentencing, Julie ended up with the same sentence as prior. Scared for her dad's future, Savannah's mom isn't the only one she is worrying about. She's also freaked out by her dad's future in prison. Currently, he is serving his 12-year sentence in Pensacola. However, soon, he will be moving as that facility will be shutting down. Apparently, this is a bittersweet feeling for Savannah as she didn't like that facility for her dad. However, she also isn't sure where he will go next. FPC Pensacola is closing down. It's a bittersweet feeling. I am happy it's closing down because no human being should be subjected to the conditions or treatment that facility gave, Savannah says. She continues, saying, "I'm sad that it's closing down because I don't know where he's gonna go. I don't know where they're gonna try and put him. Only time will tell what happens to Todd Chrisley." Do you understand all of Savannah Chrisley's feelings? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Come back to Gossip USA for more news on all of your favorite reality TV stars. In the public eye, the Chrisley family has long been known for their larger-than-life personalities and lavish lifestyles, as showcased on their reality television show Chrisley Knows Best. But behind the glitzy exterior lies a family that has faced very real and personal challenges. Among those challenges, the legal battles surrounding Todd and Julie Chrisley have been some of the most significant. In the midst of this public turmoil, Julie Chrisley's sentencing to prison was a turning point not only for her but for the entire family, particularly her daughter, Savannah. Recently, Savannah has shared a deeply personal side of her mother's imprisonment, Julie's private prison letters, and the emotional journey that followed has opened up a window into the deep bond that keeps the Chrisley family united. A family in the spotlight, the rise of the Chrisleys. Before delving into the specifics of Julie's incarceration and Savannah's decision to share her mother's letters, it is essential to understand the context in which this family operates. Todd and Julie Chrisley built their fame as stars of the reality TV series Chrisley Knows Best, which chronicles their family life and their southern, high-maintenance lifestyle. Over the years, they became known for their outspoken personalities, sharp wit, and a sense of humor that attracted both fans and critics. However, behind the scenes, the Chrisleys were battling financial and legal struggles that would eventually catch up with them. The family's issues came to a head in 2019 when federal authorities indicted Todd and Julie on charges of tax evasion, bank fraud, and conspiracy. In 2022, the couple was convicted of multiple counts, leading to Todd receiving a 12-year sentence and Julie a 7-year sentence. While Todd's sentence gained significant media attention, it was Julie's time in prison that has profoundly affected her family, especially Savannah, her daughter, who was left to navigate life without her mother's immediate presence. Savannah Chrisley's role in the family, from daughter to caregiver. Savannah Chrisley has always been close to her parents, but the legal drama brought her closer to her mother. As one of Julie's most outspoken supporters, Savannah found herself thrust into the role of both protector and advocate for her mother. She frequently used social media to voice her support, sharing updates on the family's struggles and the emotional toll it had taken on them. Julie's imprisonment left a void that Savannah was forced to fill. The mother-daughter duo had always shared a close bond, and with Julie behind bars, Savannah had to become not only a support system for her younger siblings but also a pillar of emotional strength for herself and her mother. The emotional weight of watching her mother's life take a turn for the worse was heavy, and Savannah frequently turned to her social media followers for solace, sharing intimate thoughts and feelings in the form of personal updates. The sharing of Julie's private prison letters was a natural extension of Savannah's desire to maintain transparency with her audience. She had always been open with her fans, and the prison letters were a personal, vulnerable way for her to continue communicating with them about the family's journey. The legal battles. A family's nightmare unfolds. The Chrisleys' legal troubles were not an isolated incident, or rather, they were the culmination of years of financial mismanagement and deceit. In 2019, Todd and Julie were accused of using fraudulent documents to obtain millions of dollars in loans, while also hiding their income to avoid paying taxes. The indictment shocked their fans, who had long viewed the family as living a charmed life. Julie's sentencing was particularly difficult for the family, as she had been sentenced to serve a prison term in a low-security federal facility. For a woman who had spent most of her life in the public eye, this marked a sudden and jarring transition. Julie's once glamorous lifestyle was now a far cry from the harsh reality of life behind bars. While Todd and Julie's legal battles were ongoing, Savannah remained steadfast in her support of her mother. She frequently updated her social media followers on the family's situation, and in one particularly emotional post, she mentioned how she was struggling with the absence of her mother. Savannah admitted that while the family's challenges were hard, they had come to rely on their faith and each other to stay strong. Julie Chrisley in prison. The struggles and triumphs. Julie's time in prison has been an emotional roller coaster, and through her letters, we get an intimate look into the struggles she faced behind bars. Letters from prison are often a form of solace for incarcerated individuals, a means of maintaining a connection with the outside world. For Julie, her letters to Savannah became a way to express both her pain and her perseverance. Julie's letters were filled with messages of hope, resilience, and love for her family. They revealed a woman grappling with the loss of her freedom but who remained committed to staying positive for the sake of her loved ones. Savannah often posted snippets of these letters on social media, offering her followers a glimpse into the reality of life in prison, as well as the emotional toll it took on Julie. In one particularly poignant letter, Julie described the challenges of adjusting to prison life, the sense of isolation, and the ways she was coping with the situation. Despite the hardships, Julie's letters were filled with gratitude for her family and her fans who continued to support her during this difficult time. These letters painted a picture of a woman who had faced immense adversity but was determined to persevere for the sake of her loved ones. Why Savannah decided to share Julie's letters. Savannah's decision to share her mother's private prison letters was both a personal and public one. It was a chance for her to share the painful but real experiences her family was going through, offering a raw and unfiltered look into the emotional side of the Chrisleys' situation. It also allowed her to continue to honor her mother's strength, which she felt deserved to be acknowledged by the public. For Savannah, sharing the letters also served a cathartic purpose. By exposing these deeply personal moments, she hoped to inspire others who might be going through similar struggles. She saw it as an opportunity to connect with her followers in a more meaningful way, showing that even in the darkest of times, there was still love, hope, and resilience to be found. In one of her Instagram posts, Savannah wrote, "These letters remind me of the strength and resilience that runs in our family. No matter what we face it together." This sentiment encapsulated the reasons behind her decision. Sharing the letters was not only about her family's journey but about embracing their shared strength. The emotional impact on Savannah and the family. The letters Julie sent from prison were not just words on paper, they were lifelines. For Savannah, they were a reminder of the bond she shared with her mother, and they offered a way to keep that bond alive despite the physical distance between them. The emotional impact of these letters on Savannah was evident in her social media posts, where she would often reflect on the contents of the letters with gratitude and sorrow. Julie's words gave Savannah the strength to continue fighting for her mother's release and to stay hopeful that one day their family would be reunited. For the Chrisleys, the letters became symbols of enduring love in the face of adversity. Public and media reaction to the letters. When Savannah first shared the prison letters with the public, the reaction was a mixture of empathy and fascination. Fans of the Chrisleys who had followed the family through their reality TV show were moved by the raw emotion in the letters and rallied around the family. Media outlets, too, picked up on the story, with many praising Savannah for her courage in sharing such personal content. However, not everyone was sympathetic. Some critics questioned the motivations behind sharing the letters, suggesting that it might be a tactic to garner public sympathy for the Chrisleys' legal troubles. Nevertheless, Savannah remained committed to her decision, emphasizing that the letters were a way to keep her mother's spirit alive and to continue fighting for justice. The strength of Julie Chrisley. Julie's private prison letters reveal a woman who, despite facing immense challenges, remained strong and focused on her family. Through her words, she conveyed a message of resilience that has inspired not only her daughter but her fans as well. Julie's ability to stay positive and hopeful, even in the darkest of times, has been one of the defining characteristics of her journey. In the face of a system that seemed stacked against her, Julie maintained her dignity and strength. Her letters are a testament to her resilience, and in many ways, they have become a symbol of hope for others going through difficult times. The power of family, faith, and love. The Chrisleys' story is one of highs and lows, public scrutiny, and private struggles. Through it all, Savannah has remained a steadfast supporter of her mother, sharing Julie's private prison letters as a testament to the love and strength that exists within their family. These letters offer a glimpse into the soul of a woman facing adversity head-on, and through them, Savannah has been able to share with the world the unwavering bond between mother and daughter.